Solana DeFi is booming right now, offering some of the best opportunities in crypto. And with the 3 DeFi protocols I'm about to show you, you can efficiently grow your assets within the Solana ecosystem, all while minimizing unnecessary risk. Look, I know right now it's all about meme coins, pump.fun, and hunting for the next 1000x meme gem. And trust me, I'm not here to knock it. I've jumped on that train too. But how do you grow your gains without diving right back into the gamble and risking it all again? That's exactly what this video is about. I'll show you how I print money in Solana DeFi and use profits to grow my stack in a way that's relatively low risk. Let's start with Jupiter. It's the biggest DEX aggregator on Solana, and they've got a so-called prep DEX. The real gold mine here is their JLP pool. JLP is the pool that fuels Jupiter's prep DEX. When you're invested here, you're somehow part of the casino, earning yield from traders' losses and trading fees on Jupiter. Their bad moves, your profits. And as we all know, the house always wins. JLP consists of Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, USDC, and USDT. So it's diversified, which is great for managing risk. Sure, if prices keep climbing, you might miss out on some gains because you are holding a part in stablecoins. But in my opinion, JLP is one of the smartest plays for consistent, transparent yield in the Solana ecosystem. The yield you earn is already reflected in the price of the JLP token, making it a seamless and efficient way to capitalize on the platform's success. So if you're sitting on profits, parking some of that into JLP can be a solid move. It's low effort and relatively low risk. Another way to generate income in Solana DeFi is through liquid staking. Let's talk about Jito, the largest liquid staking protocol on Solana. Here's how it works. You trade your SOL for JitoSol, which currently offers an APY of 9.4%. The yield is also baked into the increasing value of JitoSol over time. That's it. It's an effortless strategy, perfect for anyone who wants to put their SOL to work without constant management. Whether you're new to DeFi or just looking for a hands-off approach, liquid staking with Jito is a reliable way to grow your holdings. The third strategy is lending and borrowing. Let's talk about Kamino, which is currently the biggest lending protocol on Solana. What I personally do is lend out my Solana for about 5 to 6% APY. On this particular wallet, I have 38 SOL in lending right now. Another thing I do is lend out stablecoins. When I take profits but still want to keep my funds in crypto, I lend them out. For example, PYUSD, PayPal's relatively new stablecoin, is currently generating 15 to 17% APY. Now, whenever you're lending stablecoins, it's crucial to always question which stablecoins you're investing in. PayPal is a legitimate company, and right now they have the highest APY. Normally, I prefer USDC because the company behind it, Circle, is incredibly transparent and seems trustworthy. I have no doubt about the stability there. On this wallet, I have an open borrowing position. To do this, you need to deposit collateral in the lending protocol. It's vital to understand that you can only borrow up to 75% of your collateral's value. If your borrowing exceeds that, you'll get liquidated. In this case, my loan to value is relatively low at 14%. If the price of SOL were to fall to $47, I'd get liquidated. But why borrow in the first place? And why take this risk? Well, in my case, I opened this position about a year ago and borrowed $500. At the time, SOL was priced at around $60, and I used that $500 to buy roughly 8 to 9 SOL. I believe that in the next 12 months, SOL could potentially hit $400 to $500. So once SOL surpasses $300, I plan to withdraw 2 SOL from this lending position and repay the debt. However, it's really important to understand that with borrowing, if things go wrong, you can lose all of your collateral through liquidation. So always be aware of what you're doing here and make sure you manage your positions carefully. Let's move on to looping, which is featured on Kamino as multiply. If you go to the multiply section, you can use leveraged looping strategies. This, of course, carries the risk of liquidation. What you're doing with JitoSol Sol is essentially using JitoSol as collateral and borrowing SOL. You'll pay borrowing fees on your SOL, but you also earn APY from JitoSol. In the next step, the borrowed SOL will be liquid staked and used as collateral again. Then more SOL will be borrowed and the process repeats itself. This is what's called looping. But if the price of JitoSol and SOL should, for whatever reason, diverge too much, you're at risk of liquidation. That's why personally, I avoid max multiply. Another protocol to consider is Lulo. It's a lending aggregator that allows you to choose an asset like USDC or SOL, and it automatically deposits your funds into whichever protocol is currently offering the highest lending APY. So today, it could be Drift, and tomorrow it might be Kamino. I personally don't use it right now, but I've used it in the past and will definitely consider it again in the future. However, just like any other protocol, remember that there's always smart contract risk to consider when using it. Let me say this before we wrap up. Don't get me wrong, I'm into memes too. I mean, we're in a meme cycle, but I only allocate 5% of my portfolio to memes, and I go into it knowing that I could lose all of it. When I do hit big gains, I follow a strict rule. I take 20% of the profits and reinvest them into more meme opportunities. But the other 80% goes into stablecoins, SOL, or BTC. From there, I rotate it into the pools and strategies I've shown in this video if I'm keeping the funds on Solana. This way, I'm not just gambling, but using my profits to build a sustainable foundation. So those are the Solana protocols I use to make my assets work for me. There are also opportunities for providing liquidity, which I do on Orca and Radium, but that would require an entirely separate video to explain in detail. It's a more involved process and not as passive as the strategies I've covered in this video. If you're interested in learning about liquidity provision, drop a comment below and let me know if you'd like to see a video on that. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope this has given you some solid strategies for making your crypto work harder for you on Solana. As always, stay sharp and keep grinding. I'll see you in the next video.